everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for this race coming out so late. This is my last race for week 3 of season 3 2022 here with the Rookie Legends series. Kind of ran into a time crunch, had a bunch of other stuff going on outside of racing, didn't really get a chance to do this when I wanted to, so this is what I put in. We are actually not car number 3 or car number 1, believe it or not. Car number 3 going to go out for qualifying.
Okay, Jake, we've got
see if I can try to put it on the pole as I clip the dirt mounds. Yeah, watch out for those when you're here. Oxford Plains, big giant circle that you don't really stop turning left on. Pretty tough to pass here, so track position is going to be a big deal, as well as trying to start on the inside row. Just going to try to see if I can hit any route near my all-time best, and that'll give us a decent shot at the pole. Lap 2 typically seems to be a little bit better for me as you get some grip into the tires. Lap 1 was not very good. I think the track was a little bit slower than practice. Just trying to go a little bit faster this lap without hitting the curb. I think if I can get into the ones, we should probably be close to pole. And we're not going to. They're actually going to be slightly slower by 5 thousandths, so gotta be starting second, likely, unless somebody bumps me, which I personally hope so, because second's about the worst place we could be. It's a fixed setup series with literally no changes that you're allowed to do, so not much I can really do to the car, honestly. Yeah, I needed to get in the O's, which I knew I could do it in practice, but I think, like I said, this track's a little bit harder, but good on the one for being able to do that. Really tight, honestly, between the 3, 5, 4, and 8. Between myself, the 5, 4, and 8, obviously. Really tight there. Actually, I mean, in reality, to only see a 10th and a half from second myself all the way back to 8th, that's pretty tight.
Steve, what's the secret to running the modes?
We'll see what we can do with it. Tire saving, I'm hoping is going to be what's going to come into play.
Don't turn the wheel too much.
I mean, I've been in teams, but I have never reached that low yet. And I've seen people in the 90s, you might have run down.
Yeah, sorry, I was just listening to what they were saying. But yeah, tire savings, big deal. It's a tight setup.
This is a 16.9, I think.
I kind of like it better than the Open Series, just because the Open Series, in order to be fast, you have to set the cars up so loose on the start that they are very borderline undrivable at that point. They're not very fun that way. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Starting on the outside is not going to be easy at all. Just going to try to get the best start that I can, see if we can work our way back somehow. I'm sure the 5's going to have a massive advantage over us running on the inside. Just going to try to make the most of it, do what I can. Looks like everybody's getting gridded in. And we'll see what we can do. Just going to run session best. Expect to probably run fast lap, I don't know, lap 7 or lap 8, something like that, of 40 laps. With it being the rookie series, no cautions, 1 fast repair, technically all tires, but yeah, hopefully just not gonna have to use that, and just gonna try to do the best that I can to run with the 1. Maybe, like I said, in other ones, I've never always been, unless I've been in a really weak field in these, I've never been the outright fastest car to start. I just typically relied on tire saving, and that was what gave me the chance to be able to make some moves later on in the race. So that's what we're going to try to do, just try to not fall back too far off the start, try to slot into that inside line that's precious, and see if we can just kind of follow behind the 1, just wait them out. Passing's really tough unless somebody makes a big mistake, or if you've got a big discrepancy in lap times and tires, then we can try to find some sort of alternative line, a late exit or late entrance, early exit, something, we'll just kind of see what we can do, but try to make this the best I can. Starting on the outside's always not a fun position to be in. See how much of it I can make, considering it seems like the cars around me are probably going to be pretty close pace. 5 and the 8, like I said. Yeah, hopefully this gets out tonight. It doesn't take too long to upload. Try to do the best I can to do that for you guys. and unfortunately took a massive, massive iRating hit from an SK mod race and a street stock race after the trucks that I tried to get in. Both of them did not end well at all. Kind of my fault, but a lot of bad racing luck that I've had. I don't even know what the iRating was because I got out of that and just got into practice for this, so no clue, but it's probably down in the 2700s, I would guess. So we'll grind it back up, get it back for week 4.
Okay,
Get
yeah.
ready to go. Let's
Nice
see
and
when the
lean.
one
Stay out of
goes.
trouble.
It's off and rolling. Just gonna run second gear off the start. Am shifting in the corner or out of the corners down the straightaways, somewhere right around 87, 8800. One did exactly what he needed to do, get a decent gap. We're able to get by the 5. If I could finish second, I'd be okay with that, but I want to try to get you guys a win.
Inside. Clear inside.
One car coming out of pits, but we'll clear him. I think the one's pushing a little bit wider than I like to in the front and the straightaways. I don't typically like to go much past the halfway part of the dark groove, and I usually like to run like more towards the left side of it. I think any wider, it just kind of stresses the right front, and it actually kind of hurts times to me, I think.
That's a new fastest
So
lap
don't
for
do what I just
Bowden,
did there on the front stretch.
17.17.
Tight battle behind, we're trying to catch back up to the 1. Might be doing that to help with the tires. It might actually, a little bit of a wider arc mark help, but like I said, for me, it's just not what I've personally found to work. But if he beats me the whole race, and he obviously crushed me in qualifying, then I should probably do what he's doing.
New fastest lap for Bowden, 17.13. You've just done a 17.13.
Looks like we're running similar times to him. We've got some battles going on behind, so the longer they do that, the more it'll help us pull away.
Fastest lap for Bowden, 17.07. Bowden.
He really
is
picked
leading
up
the
that
race.
time. Kind of blinked a little bit, but he's back in. Don't get the curb like that. Do not get the curb like that. That's gonna hurt me big time. Hurt the tires, that hurt the run.
Was a 17.20.
Yeah, don't do that. These cars do not like it at all. You want to run as close as you can to it in the corners, but not on it. Regrouping. Overdrove turn 1 there. Try to work by the 13 if we can. Looks like he's going high for us. Just gonna try to stay low.
Keep it steady, still there. Clear high.
Clear him in 1. Thank you, 13. One's pulling away from us, so just gotta regroup. Kind of barely clipped the curbing there.
New fastest lap for Bowden, 17.06. That lap time was
He's just
17.
clicking off lap times that are nice and fast. Feel like I can get there though. I just have to execute. Got to the 08 at least. I picked up the throttle a little early there in 1 and 2. Had to kind of blip it, which hurt the runoff. These cars being so low on horsepower, you definitely want to try to make, whenever you get in the throttle, not having to lift. But again, don't do what I did. You can see how much time I lost there on the backstretch by doing that.
That lap was at 17.23.
Check the gap at the line as we're going to be starting lap 15. Gonna get closer to halfway at least. Half a second back. I think we got right around 2 seconds or so. Back to the 2 and the 5. We were going to run side by side. So nice pack of 3 there for 3rd through 5th. That really hasn't changed to the 1. We kind of overdrove 1. Lap times are starting to fall back off, but that's probably me overdriving the car.
That was a
So maybe about a half second is
17.28.
closest I can get to the one because I feel like I keep making mistakes. Pulling away big time from the cars
Lap
behind
was
though,
a
so
17.30.
at least right now it seems like not much worse than second. It's definitely pushing it a lot wider on the straightaways than I am. I just cannot
That lap was a
not execute that way.
17.32.
He actually picks up a 10th there. Just gotta focus on my line. Keep trying to overdrive the corners to get time on entry, and it's hurting me off. As you can see, just in the last 2 laps, he's picked up 2 10s already. One car spun around. It's the 13.
Okay, Jake, you're halfway home.
Just
Your fuel
downshift
is
there,
fine.
he gets the curb, which would have been our chance to close in on him. Fortunately, I messed up.
The gap to
One.
Bowden ahead is now 0.74.
It's got the gap up to 7 tenths.
That last lap was a 17.52.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything for the one. I think this is going to be a second place finish, and we're just going to watch him sail off. But I'm going to keep giving it my all. See if I can try to dig this last half. And you never know, lap traffic could always come into play. It is a rookies race. So either it's my driving or he's just got a line that's working better on the tires and he's got a little more left right now than what I do. Six being really respectful, staying way wide.
The gap to Bowden
Keep it to the
ahead
bottom
is
to
now
work by the
0.
6.
Coming up on your, you've just done a 17.58. Clear.
Clear of the 6.
Your lap time was 17.66.
Would have said starting second kind of is what hurt me because it put us further back, but he's continuing to open the gap, so he's just flat out faster than me. And we're just overdriving now, trying to find a different line that's pushing a bit too
Gap
hard,
to
so
Bowden in front is now 1.00.
just get the car slowed back down, keep it more towards the inside. Aggressively using more wheel because of wearing out the right front.
Your last lap time was at
Gets the curb a
17.74.
little bit, but doesn't upset him too much. Kind of hit it the right way. Shifting
Alright,
down
Jake,
in the
lap
corners
time's
a little bit
pretty
earlier to
consistent.
help kind of use the RPMs to slow the car down, and then shifting somewhere right around the exit of the corner to halfway, depending on what kind of exit I get. But hey, if we finish second, it's one spot ahead of where I was
Your lap
supposed
time
to,
was at 17.84.
so I can't complain about that. Be a good way to get a safety rating increase and a
The
tire
gap to
rating
Bowden
increase.
in front is now 0.91.
Up the curve again. 10 to go this time. Just trying to stay close enough that if something does happen to him, we're there to take advantage of it, but I don't think I got anything speed-wise for him. 13's around again. And he could honestly probably slow down and be fine. See, the 5's closing in. The 5 was finally able to pull away from that pack. He's now only 1.7 back, so I'd say I probably burned up tires a little bit more than everybody else. But I think, honestly, I haven't run Concord in these cars, but Oxford Plains typically is one of my worst short tracks as a whole, so
The
happy
gap
enough to be
Bowden
running
ahead
second.
is now 1.07.
And unless we really fall apart, looks like we should be able to maintain the gap back to third, not lose second. There's 7 to go this time by. One's open the gap up even more, but I've driven pretty terribly the last couple laps, so. Just trying to get back into a rhythm. I mean, a lot of short tracks are all rhythm tracks, but I feel like for some reason this one's just an even bigger one,
Last lap was
and
a 18.00.
that's a big skill I need to work on, is being even more consistent and more robotic than what I am.
Right side. Still there.
Trying to work
Clear
by
outside.
the 11, clear him. 4 to go.
You're an idiot.
There's the problem with the
Inside
leader.
line, you got one. Push inside the clear.
Pushed way wide to avoid him. That was that problem I said we needed with the lap car. It's the first time you've seen the one get mad at anybody as well. We'll have to take a look at that afterwards and see what happened.
You're now in the lead.
Problem is he's going to be way faster and he still has laps to go to get by us. That's the scary part. But with 2 to go, maybe we'll be able to hang on to it. That's why you keep driving, because you never know what can happen in a race, especially in a short track rookie series.
Come on, Jake. 2 to go. Stay focused. We can win this.
Just got to try to guard the inside, not push. That's the only way he's going to be able to get by unless he wants to use the bumper. Should see if that's what he's going to do. Looks like he is. It's a rookie race to me. I wouldn't have done that.
Inside. Clear low.
I kind of pushed wide. He's going to get to our inside, take the lead back.
18.03.
He's still there. Keep digging.
Not much I can really do here to fight this one.
Hold your line.
Just going to have to accept second. He just took advantage of my mistake. Great job by him. Great
Idiot. Agreed.
We're on the podium.
Great job getting
Good
back by
try.
one. That was an awesome drive.
They don't like passing that way, but
I get it. It's Oxford Plains. It's almost impossible to make a pass otherwise. We'll take second place out of
Lane
that.
speed limit is 30
Guessing that means he
miles
made
per
some
hour.
contact instead of me completely missing, but we'll take a look and see. Let's take a look. We'll get to me. If you want to see how badly I tore the tires apart, 61.94. That's how badly I tore the right front about. So you might want to figure out a little bit of a wider arc. Maybe sometime I'll run a practice back here and then can see what happens. So let's take a look at the one, see what happened
How are
there.
you doing this time?
I don't want to deal with their chat, so we're just gonna get that down so we can look at that without any issues. Okay, so he's got the 7 approaching. This is working with like 5 to go, 4 to go, something like that. He's definitely closing in. Running a line, pretty consistent. Let's see what happens. He dives to the inside. Alright, this is going to look a little bit more different than what I think he thinks. So, the 7's giving him room, but then the 7, like, decides to kind of cut back down. I don't know if he thought the 1 was going to dive in more or what, but the 1 drove it in a little deep and pushed out. And the 7 had kind of, let's see. So from the 7's perspective, I mean, he's already got left front damage. He gets really loose in the corner. So I think actually he might have stabbed the brakes or something and drove it in a bit too loose because he actually straightened out. And it looks more like the 1 kind of drove in a bit hot, pushes up into him. It gets the 7 loose, and then the 1's got really no way to brake and get by at that point. So it sends him on the inside of the track. He's got to climb back over the curb. So I actually don't put as much of that on the 7 as I think. Should the 7 have been giving the 7 finished what? 2 laps, that was the second lapping. Should he have given a lot more room than that? Probably. Probably should have. I won't dispute that. He's already a lap down. There's nothing he's racing for at that point. I certainly should have given some more room. You can see the 11 only finished 1 lap down. So I guess maybe he's trying to run with the 11, but the 11 I think was actually behind us, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. I mean, that's... I don't want to call that a 50-50 deal because the 7 should have never put himself in that spot, but the 1 definitely, in my opinion, it looks like the 1 drives it in deep. Let's jump back to the 1. I really think it looked like... Yeah, see, the 11 was behind, so the 7 wasn't even racing the 11 at that point, so he really probably should have given it by. But the 1, you can just see, like, he enters in the curb, and he's got the left wheel cranked in it, but you can see how far he pushes out. Like, he pushes out half a car width to a full car width out. Which, I mean, this curb's inside of here. Like, the arc really is probably out here, so it's not as bad as it looks in reality to make the corner. But he definitely drove it in a little deep and pushed up. So, it's kind of a racing deal. Kind of, they both have to share some of the blame there. Neither one is completely blameless in that one. But then, let's fast forward. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I kind of overdrove it, gave it to him, but he's going to give me 1 shot here in the middle of 3 and 4. Right there, which that one was square in the bumper, didn't really do too much. Shot again there. I mean, he's definitely way faster. He had more tire than I did. But then he just drives to the left side and just did enough to send me up the track. It was the perfect bump and run that he needed to do. I mean, I kind of overshot the corner and gave him a little bit of an opening to start that, but he definitely, again, kind of drove it in a bit deeper. And was not afraid to use the bumper to do it. So you know what, I personally would not have done that if I was in his spot back close to him to get the win. That's not how I would want to win that one. And then in this one, I just turned in on him personally. Like, I don't think we had even, yeah, we had net code out of that. That was just me turning in on him. But that certainly wasn't intentional. And I knew I wasn't going to get around him. I just had to get behind him and see if I could try to cut underneath, but just never had the drive off with such limited horsepower. So I get it. Sucks that he kind of did that. Maybe, you know, I'm sure the frustration with the 7 played into it. He was walking away with the race, had a massive lead, and then had that happen. I can understand that frustration completely. Just, you get the bumper to you. It's short track racing. It's what it is. It's no big deal. I'll still come out with a 0x and you know, a second place finish out of that. So I'm not going to complain at all. So let's go take a look at those results and see how bad all the damage is from the race before. Okay, so yeah, we were definitely in 2700 because I think I came into the street stock race at like 2888, something around there. So to gain 48, that meant that I was at what, 2780 something, give or take. Top split of 3, 1873 strength of field. Not actually a terrible strength of field for rookies, to be 100% honest. That's pretty decent. 0.07, just marginal safety rating gain, but I got some incidents to clear out from both, like I said, the SK mod and the street stock race, so it's going to take a little bit to clear out, but we'll get it there. 200th off from his fast lap, but he just tire saved so much better. He was like pulling away at the back end of the run, so not much you can do there. Again, bumper run sucks, what it is, short track racing. I mean, at least I guess he apologized kind of about it, so I'm not going to hold any ill feelings to him. May never see him again, who knows. It is what it is. We were definitely second fastest car on the track. I can say that much. So there's no doubt about that one. Even though the gap ended up being a lot closer, the 5 and the 2, or the 5 closed up quite a bit. So yeah, he was closing in on us, but no big deal. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to leave your analysis of what you thought of everything that happened, mainly the deal between the 7 and the 1, as well as, you know, the deal with the 1. If you would have done it, if you're fine with it, if you take a different reaction to me, however, you want to look at that. We'd love to hear you guys' take. Hopefully you guys all had a good holiday weekend, and we'll get ready to get geared up for week 4. Get that cranked out. So till the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.